Hey, it's Key of Key Creative Studio, Master Drawing Japan. Let's make a point to draw every day. Okay, so I wanted to talk about like how to get more feeling and emotion into your drawings. And what I mean by that is, in terms of your drawings of the figure, like how do they make it seem like more expressive, right? This is from the last video that I did. Now, I'm not saying these are particularly good drawings, but you notice like these drawings, they don't say anything, right? We can read this as, you know, you know, as three people or whatever, but there's we don't feel anything, right? As opposed to like to this drawing here, it's a very very simple drawing, but it feels like she's thinking, right? Obviously this feels more alive than these other ones, right? And like, why is that? Like, what causes that, right? Um, there are a couple of things, right? One, there's a quote from actually the animator Ollie Johnston, from Disney back in the day. He always would say like, what is the character thinking, and like why does he feel that way, right? And you should always like think about that, like when you're drawing people, like what are they feeling or what are they thinking, and like why do they feel that way? So there's another quote from Da Vinci, which in which he said that the figure should always convey the a state of mind. I'm paraphrasing here, but he said, it's that yeah, the drawing of the figure should always express or should convey a state of mind. So in other words, you know what the person is thinking, you know what their motivation is, and then that's what we connect with. That's what we really really connect with. It's not just so much like you did a pretty or a successful drawing, but there's some sort of expression in their humanity that we connect with, right? Um, there is another animator at used to work at Disney. His name was Seamus Culhane, and he had an exercise where he would go through some warm ups, just drawing, doing like quick figure sketches, but like based around a feeling or an emotion. Like he would write down something like joy and I don't know, greed and what's another one? Oh, anger, right? All right. So, but okay, but this is maybe just the first step, right? Um, it's one thing like to draw somebody happy or to draw someone angry or something like that, but in relation to what? In relation to what, right? So, for example, all right, if I draw a figure here like this, right? Just standing like this, right? Um, yeah, we have a figure, but and I'll even I'll put I'll put some eyes on it, okay? But unfortunately, we don't have any sense of like what this figure's motivation is, right? So, while it has like some appeal to it, it's a lot different, if let's say if I put an object here, let's say this ball like that, and in the interest of saving time, I'm just gonna change the position of his head and then have them like look off this way towards it, right? Now, automatically now we have like a relationship, right? And that's what like really really causes it to seem interesting, is that we are understanding, or we're connecting with this figure's feeling in relation to another thing. Um, in order for something to have meaning, right, it has to be contrasted by something else to give it meaning, right? So if I say like this character is, let's say, is like curious, well, curious in relation to what, right? So you always want your figures like to connect with um, with your audience in a human way, and showing like what their experience is, right? So it's not just a matter of like just drawing like a cute face and things like that, but like what they're thinking. Really quick, I'm going to show you some. Uh, okay, so let's say, I wanted to show like some like emotion, like uh, let's say anger, for example, right? All right, so my recommendation for you guys, what to do, is on a piece of paper, okay, you you write down emotion, one of these emotions, right? And actually, I first learned about this from Nancy Beeman. Nancy Beeman is a Canadian animator, I think from her book, I think it's Animated Performances is her book. But she got this from Seamus Culhane. Okay. So you write down an emotion on each page, right? Um, Emotions like, yeah, joy, greed, anger. What was the other one? Curiosity. Was another one. Sickness was another one. What's another one? Surprise, or maybe fear, for example, right? And so let's say on here, I'm gonna write, let's say joy, okay? And what you're gonna do is you're gonna do like a 1 minute sketch. You'll do and it doesn't, you don't have to draw like me, you can do it like with a simple like stick figure, like this, um, kind of like that, and put the arms kind of something like that. Um, Actually, I can do better than I can do better than that. But this is not the best drawing. But obviously, what's being conveyed here obviously is a positive emotion, right? It's definitely is a positive emotion. Um, Actually, if I was to do this, I might do something a little bit more, maybe a little bit more like this. Um, Usually, when people show positive emotions, their bodies tend to stretch out, right? And sometimes even like lean in, like lean into the thing that they're feeling positive about, right? So, and actually, I'll put the hands like this, and something like that, right? So obviously, it's maybe feeling maybe happy like toward this object, right? If you want to switch it up and like express something like anger, well, okay, I want to write it up top here, write anger, and let's say, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do a variation of that. So let's say I have my figure like this. But so you see like the arms are closed in, and this leg is down here strong like that, and like this one, so it's almost like this person is like making like a, like standing like steadfast against this thing, right? I'm gonna put the shoulders up like that, so make it like really 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 stiff. Actually, I'm gonna make this leg even straighter. Okay. Yeah, there we go. All right. So you can see very clearly, like, this does not convey this is not a positive looking emotion or stance as compared to this or even this cheesy drawing over here, right? Obviously, when people, when they close their bodies inward, right? That's showing some sort of negative emotion, right? So like more open, it tends to show like positive. Closed, tends to show like more negative feelings, right? Um, I'll do I'll do one more. I'll do one more. Let's say fear. I'll do fear. Okay. So how about something like this? And so like that picture I showed you before, like where the person, that girl was being chased by that guy. What was she doing? She was pulling away, right? She was pulling away. So in this case, I have, this person pulling away, but not completely just yet, because maybe they're trying to understand like what this is about, right? All right, something like that. Okay. Again, you see how just rough I'm doing that. So, but what I would do is I would do like on each page I would do like maybe like three or four of the same emotion, and then I would look at which one was like the most successful one, and then I would do it again. I would refine it. I would refine it again. So, the book again I recommend actually is, I have it right over here. It's Animated Performance by Nancy Beeman. This is a very, very good book. This will definitely help your drawings feel a little bit more lifelike in terms of like how they are acting on the page. Okay, and the key word is acting. Don't have time to get into it today, but essentially, like when you're drawing, you're not just you're not a fax machine just like reproducing like what's in front of you. You want to almost like give a performance, right? Because you want these characters to seem lifelike and believable, and you want your audience to connect with them. So it's going to require us to be actors. In other words, to show again a state of mind, or like what the character is feeling. All right. Okay. So that's just the 17 marks, a little bit of a long one, but I hope this was helpful. And again, if this was helpful, please give me a like and subscribe, and leave me a comment below. Okay. All right. I will see you next time. And thank you. I appreciate you watching. All right. See you next time. Bye bye.